Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, June 6, 2022. Jamaicans are a step closer to accessing the services of the National Identification System, NIDS. This follows Friday's signing of a Memorandum of Understanding between the Jamaica Bankers Association and the government for the implementation of a NIDS pilot project. The 10 deposit-taking institutions will utilize the identity verification and authentication services of the NIDS to execute the pilot.
We fully endorse and welcome this initiative because of the expected benefits for banking customers and financial institutions. But beyond that, as a Jamaican citizen, I'm equally excited about the positive benefits that will unfold for our country and my fellow citizens.
This MOU is just the first step, because what we want to do is when we issue the very first card, the person can ideally have a simplified process to open a bank account almost instantaneously.
We are moving ahead, but it's important that the banking sector, an important partner in this, ensures that it is used fully, that the ID is respected, and that the benefits are passed on to the consumers, because that is how we will convince the Jamaican people of the value of what we're doing.
The NIDS card production center is 97% complete, while the NIDS software system is at 90%. Jamaica's first enrollment center will be ready by August, and another 4 sites will be up and running in another few months as the pilot rolls out in Kingston and St. Andrew. 24 post offices have been identified for modernization and will be used as enrollment sites. The Bank of Jamaica BOJ is now enabled to proceed with the national rollout of the central bank digital currency, JAMDEX. This follows approval by the Senate of the Bank of Jamaica Amendment Act 2022 on Friday. The pilot of the digital currency was undertaken between August and December 2021. Leader of Government Business in the Senate, Kamina Johnson-Smith, said the full implementation of JAMDEX is expected to significantly reduce traditional challenges associated with many Jamaicans not having a bank account. It will also allow businesses to engage in more efficient cash management.
The Government of Jamaica is determined to make sure that the benefits to Jamaicans of this digital revolution are fully maximized. We have examined and continue to examine factors that will enable us to benefit and the challenges with which we must treat.
The Police Emergency and Control Center will be transitioned into a state-of-the-art C5 facility at a cost of $2 billion. It will be housed at a new location and renamed the Center for Command, Control, Computers, Communications and Cyber Facility. According to Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang, the facility will have the latest technologies to deliver services using real-time recording and transmission of data to address security and safety concerns.
We have started the process, we have a building, we have started the connectivity installation, and the equipment will come in.
The facility will be expanded with the resources needed to oversee all occurrences island-wide, to include the National Surveillance Camera System, Jamaica Eye.
This government is committed to ensuring we have a high-quality police force. We have the men and women, we have to give them the tools, and we are providing the tools.
Approximately $26 million in revenue was generated from the issuing of more than 20,000 electronic traffic tickets. This was between December 30, 2021 and April 22, 2022 under the Traffic Ticket Management System, TTMS. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang says while the investment has a high return, it is not expected to remain this way, as the aim is to get motorists to comply with the rules of the road. The minor setback to the electronic warrant feature that affected the efficient use of the TTMS in the courts, Mr. Chang says, is being worked on.
And I'm confident by this Christmas season, the country will see a significant benefit on the roadway, because the tickets will be issued, but the prosecution have to begin. That when a man gets a ticket on Red Hills Road, him don't pocket it and wait till him get the next one, and you have people come up with 1,000 tickets and that. He'll be called to order, called to book in the court, fined and punished appropriately.
According to the Security Minister, before the implementation of the new traffic ticketing system, there were up to 340,000 tickets within the court system that could not be accounted for. As such, warrants could not be issued because it was difficult to ascertain whether a ticket was paid or unpaid. Protocols are being developed to facilitate a range of welfare needs for members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF. The intervention includes the coordination and resolution of medical treatment of officers who are injured in the line of duty or fall ill on the job, getting pension after retirement, seniority payments, death benefit claims, and issues relating to transfers. The Ministry of National Security is working with the Welfare Department of the JCF and other stakeholders to develop the guidelines. Portfolio Minister Dr. Horace Chang says steps are being taken to correct this problem, which affects the morale of the officers.
A protocol was signed by at least with the University Hospital to see for priority treatment of police officers when they get to hospital. And we are moving to establish this protocol with all the health service. And including this will be a media program which the police officers will be able to use on their smartphone and instrument that come to later when they are in. The welfare and health of officers are crucial. And they are scattered across the island. The police has 200 facilities, 186 stations, so the system has to be efficient and national.
The Welfare Department within the JCF reports directly to the Commissioner of Police and acts as a single central point for the coordination of staff welfare matters. And finally, the National Land Agency, NLA, is stepping up efforts to increase land title registration through its newly outfitted mobile office. The unveiling took place last week in St. Catherine, where 128 residents of the parish were presented with certificates of title under the Systematic Land Registration Program. Commissioner of Lands at the NLA, Charisse Walcott, says the mobile unit will positively impact field operations.
It provides an office environment for persons to interview our applicants, especially in deteriorating weather conditions, provide restroom facilities, facilitate the scanning and printing of documents, and more importantly, provide Wi-Fi that we can communicate with landowners who are overseas.
The NLA, through its SLR program, is enabling persons who have been in open, undisturbed, and undisputed possession of land for 12 years or more to claim ownership of such land using the adjudication process. Minister without portfolio in the Office of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Everald Warmington, says the objective is to increase the level of land registration in Jamaica.
A total of 218 areas have been declared as systematic adjudication areas, including 121 areas right here in St. Catherine. At the end of the 2021-22 financial year, on the systematic land registration program's adjudication process, the National Land Agency issued a total of 4,382 titles for the parishes of St. Elizabeth and St. Catherine, of a total of 5,000.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.